A little bit of a spoiler for you guys, but it comes with a little bit of history. And of course, this is about the communication matrix. I want to start off by showing you guys this whiteboard. What you are looking at is what kind of spurred the building of the communication matrix. So I was at my parents' house. I was fortunate enough to grab one of my father's larger marker boards. It's much better than this little dinky guy that you can see in the background. While I was there, I was trying to think through my onboarding experience for my customers as they come into a trial, which you'll see on the very far left-hand side. The onboarding experience is kind of broken up into three phases. The blue phase is all about tutorials and training them. Realistically, there's only so much that you need to train on for the Systems Accelerator Manager. I made SAM in a way that it's really intuitive, it's really easy to use. So it only takes about 10 days to go through pretty well everything. It's a 14-day free trial. So on day 15, you go, well, your trial's ended, but here's what you can do next. And then after that, you'll see on the very bottom, a green series is kind of a longer email series. Every week or so, I'll email you with a little insight, little nugget. Well, here's what I was trying to figure out when I concepted the communication matrix. I had a trialer come in, and on the fourth day, they decided they wanted to become a subscriber. I realized that, shoot, well, now I can either manually observe that and they won't get all of the trial tutorials, or maybe they end up getting all of those your trial ending soon things, but they're a subscriber now, so that's confusing. I can't really scale this. If I had to do it for 1,000 people, my gosh, what a nightmare. I realized that I had an issue. I realized that you could utilize different flows of process, and you can do it off important dates. We can flip that. So let me dive into SAM for you guys. So this is the contact section within SAM. Now, if you're asking yourself, well, Cody, how can I get access to the communication matrix and the contact section? Well, it's as easy as going to sam.workflowsecrets.info, hit this little sign up button. I'll give you a 14-day free trial. Now, you won't have access to it immediately, but you will be in our ecosystem. And like I said, trialers and customers will get first dibs. We are in the contact section, and this is my own little contact. There's a couple things that are worth noting. So the power of the communication matrix, this is what makes SAM as a system accelerator much better than any CRM, much better than any system that's provided to you. You can add notes, which you can add notes and other things, but the system is going to be able to use these notes to help inform how it's writing content. SAM now knows that about that customer and can use it when it's communicating with them. Another really cool thing is these important dates. Currently, in a lot of CRMs, a lot of systems that you are using, you probably have some sort of automation. Oftentimes, it's called a workflow. I took this concept of a workflow and I made it better. He has to build out all of these different processes. It's a contract through close process, and it's 100 different things that sequentially start automations, right? Well, sometimes we don't need all of that. And truthfully, sometimes upward of 2 weeks to like 2 months to think through these processes. And so we built out important dates. Trial start date right here is going to be the trigger for this. Again, I'm showing you guys based on where the communication matrix came from, but then I'll circle back and show an example that's more relevant to you. So trial start date is what starts this communication matrix, and we call these routines. So I wake up in the morning, I go brush my teeth, I go turn on the kettle, make some coffee, and then I go for a little walk. Afterwards, I shower and I get my day started. That is my morning routine. And we all have lots of routines in our life. Essentially, what I now have is a routine inside of the Systems Accelerator Manager that has all of the different pieces. Now, these routines are activated on the trial start date in the contact card being filled out. June the 10th, it was filled out at 5:10 p.m. And on the start of the trial, this activity within the routine is going to be started. So 0 days after the trial start date, it's going to send out this message. Now, the really cool thing about SAM is able to use either templates that you've pre-written. It can customize the template for the person that is receiving it. Inside of SAM, these are truly custom because I'm taking context and information that I know about me as a contact in my contact section, and I'm personalizing the message. It's written like you, but it's designed to specifically go to the person receiving it. So this is what makes a system accelerator much better. We're able to do this, and we're using a little bit of AI to make it possible. I have a template attached to this. Welcome to the trial onboard email. And Sam is going to read that. It's going to say, oh, okay, I understand what is the goal of this. And it's going to rewrite it specifically for the person receiving it. And then it's going to send it on its way. Now, the other thing that I could do, very much like when you're creating a resource in the generation section, you can outline an objective. So for this case, it might be that the trial starts and I want to welcome this new trialer, right? Something like that. Now, the longer you write this, the more detailed it is, the better off you're going to be. And then the other really cool thing, this is like game changer, right? It has some different options for the method of receiving. So currently it's preferred email. Well, what does that mean? Well, up here in the contact card, I have a contacts preference. So I'm a millennial. Don't call me. I do not like the phone. There are like 5 people in my life that I will answer the phone to. Most of them are family members. That means that phone call is not my preferred method of communication. So my preferred method of communication is probably a text message. When we have this set up to preferred email, what it's going to do is it's going to say, oh, well, he actually prefers text message. And it's going to take this template, it's going to convert it into a text message, it's going to send it on its way. Versus if there's not an outlined, it's going to just default to an email. And the system is going to help you out doing this. Sam is really thinking through, how can I make this process, this flow much more automatic, much more personal, right? Now we've got all of this set up and saved. This is the power of it. So realistically, now what happens is I have on my trial start date, it's going to run through all of these first emails. In the 10 days, it's going to teach you all about the system, and it's going to do it personally for you. This is where the really cool thing happens, because remember that problem that I had at the beginning? I needed it to not send the trial ending soon dates to individuals that had already subscribed. Well, this is where the power of these important dates come in. So let's say I have a trial end date that's automatically filled out. It's just 14 days after the trial start date. But then a purchase date is also added. Now the system is going to recognize, oh, okay, well, I don't need to send out the trial ending soon series because the trial may be ending, but they do have a purchase date. Whew, not a problem. I also don't need to send out this long-term sequence because they have a purchase date. So these are some really cool ways in which Sam is going to be helping me. And again, the goal is, if I have 1,000 leads coming in a day, there's no way I can manually deal with all of those. So leveraging the system's ability to help me do that, building in some automations are really powerful. That's how I'm using this really cool feature. But let's talk about how you can use it in your real estate. You're like, well, Cody, I'm a real estate agent. Trials, that's not a thing for us. One of my favorite examples to use is birth date. I'm sure you could probably pretty easily or pretty quickly gather the birth date of a lead, a customer, or a past client, right? So my birthday is September 3rd. Feel free and send me a gift if you'd like. I have a birthday routine. So this is all about building out world-class client experiences. And this is something we talk about in our book, Our Best Workflow Secrets. We talk about this concept of a world-class client experience. It's how you get customers not only to come back and work with you again and again, but they will start referring to you. And if you do it right, you never have to worry about bringing in leads because your past clients and your current customers are building your pipeline for you. They're just always sending you referrals. That's pretty awesome, right? So how do we get there? It's little small experiences that go above and beyond. How do we build one for your birthday? Well, we have your birth date. So on the birth date being added right here, it is going to do a couple things. First and foremost, 4 days before that birthday, it is going to give you a notification that says, hey, you should sign and send a birthday card to them. So personalized, handwritten birthday card. Is it time consuming? Absolutely. But that small little additional effort is monumentally game changing. Doing something like that 4 days before you send it, it's probably in 4 days going to arrive in the mail, thanks to the USPS. Don't forget to buy some stamps. Then after that, on the birthday, you should probably send them a message. Maybe you use their preferred message, right? Preferred for me, it'd be a text message, or maybe it's just going to default to an email, but you're going to send something for them. And then after that, I also think that you should give them a phone call. Now, for my contact card, I'm an A contact. And in real estate, we have A, B, C, D contacts. Say an A contact's going to get a Christmas gift. A D contact's like a friend of a friend of a friend who knows a guy whose uncle has a veterinarian. That's a D contact. But we can slowly move them up the list. We can do that sometimes with better experiences. For our A contacts, we definitely want to give them a phone call. And so now Sam has all of the things that it needs to automate out to help you make a world-class client experience on the birthday. So this is the power of the communication matrix. This is how we're using routines and routine activities through actions to help you accomplish all of this. And I'm just so excited. Like I said, this is in pre-beta. It's for me. I'm building out all of our business infrastructure, specifically with the trials. And like I said, when I have 1,000 coming in a day, there's no way I can manually handle that. So I have to build out these routines to help me accomplish that. And for you, imagine if you had 1,000 leads coming in a day. That would be crazy, right? Especially if we convert, say, like 10%. There's your 100 transactions just like that. And it could all be done in a way that's not going to break the bank. Your success isn't going to crumble you because you were using routines to do it. Like I said, if you want to get into our ecosystem so you can be a part of the first individuals who get access to the communication matrix, go to sam.workflowsecrets.info, click that sign up button, fill out your email, build a password, check the terms of service, and go ahead and get started. That's going to put you in our ecosystem. And even if you are not currently in a trial when we launch it, you will get a message that it's ready to go, and we'll probably have a special offer for you. So this is what I'm so jazzed about it. I finally have the infrastructure built and running and working, and now I get to share about it, and I get to start enticing you guys with what it's going to do. It's going to change the game for me and my business, and that's kind of why I built it, obviously, with that. But I know that it's going to work for me excellently, but it's more importantly going to work for you and your real estate business, and being able to help you build out those automations and build out those processes and systems that are just so key to your business being successful. Something that workflows and other automated processes inside other systems just aren't really doing. It's leveraging a little AI to make sure that it's giving you the best experience. But that's what I've got cooking up. But get in there, sign up for a free 14-day trial, and I will see you in the system.